What is up? Okay, cool. Now that you've already seen my introductory video, let's dive into the first install that I'm going to be filming for my WRX. And I have some cool shit down here. I got the Neomax Silvers Coilover kit. 8K in the front, 8K in the rear. I don't track my car. I fairly race it. I do a quarter mile, maybe 2 to 3 times a year, so I really didn't need a stiff spring rate. It's mostly going to be a daily driver. Plan on getting another car, but without further ado, I am going to turn this camera around. We're going to unbox the silver Neomax coilovers that were recommended to me by so many people. Let's turn you around. Let's see what's in the box. Alrighty, so firsthand, these coilovers are legit. I really like the way they feel. They're actually kind of heavy. I'm not really worried about that though. But moving forward, the design on this coilover itself is actually fucking awesome. Honestly, I'm kind of speechless on the design on how this coilover is. It's sturdy, it looks very well built, so I'm excited to put these on the car. Sorry, but firsthand the coilover feels really good. It looks really good. I really like the color combination. I like how the perches are all set up, the adjustment rings, things like that. I'm really excited to see how this coilover rides. Like I said, 8K in the front, 8K in the rear. The dampening is adjustable as well as the front camber adjustment. So yeah. So what we're going to do next is, all the coilovers look the same, so I'm only going to show you this one. We're going to take a ride to Wawa so I can show you guys how the car looks on the springs that I am currently on. And then we're going to go back to Wawa later, probably late at night, but whatever. This camera picks up dark adjustments really good. So you're going to see the difference in the springs versus the coilovers. And I also forgot to mention that we're going to be running 20mm spacers to make the wheels completely flush. But yeah, let's get to it. How you doing? Alrighty. Hey, how you doing? Saw, dude. Alright, so we're here at Wawa. We're gonna be getting some drinks to fuel me for the rest of the night. So being that we're here, I'm gonna show you where the car sits currently. But whatever, you really don't care about that, do you? Anyway, let's turn the camera around. This is where the car sits as far as springs. It sits actually really good. It doesn't rub, it doesn't do anything that it shouldn't. And right now, the car is not, there's no spacers on the car, so it's not flush for shit. But yeah, I mean, she sits pretty good, I guess. Alrighty. So we're getting the Monster. It's kind of weird because I never really vlogged or filmed in public, so everyone's kind of looking at me like, what the fuck is that kid doing with the camera? So we're gonna get 2 of these guys, just because it's 2 for $4. You can't go wrong with the Mango Monsters. So let's get these out of here. Ready. So this here WRX, that is the car, man. That is 100% the WRX. Anyway, we got the Monsters. We're ready to rock. I've showed you the car, and we're going back to the house. We're gonna do all that bullshit, and we're gonna see what she looks like after it all gets done. I think it's gonna look a lot better. I mean, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Alrighty, and we're back. Alright, cool. So I took the liberty to unbox the coilovers. Coilovers are actually sitting right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the time to preload the coilovers, make sure that they are ready to actually be put in the car, because they're not when they come out of the box. If you were to put coilovers inside your car straight out of the box, you're probably going to get a little bit of clunking, a little bit of noises, some things that's probably going to make you cringe your teeth. I'm going to set the camera aside. I'm going to do that. Maybe do a little bit of time-lapse action. Go. right, so now the preload has been set. So I'm gonna get the car jacked up. I'm gonna put it on jack stands. I'm gonna start showing you the disassembly portion of taking off the front coilovers. We're gonna put these two bad boys side by side and we're gonna see the main differences between the two, which is gonna be pretty much fucking everything. And then we're gonna get these guys installed and then we're gonna work on the back. So let me rearrange this camera, start putting some light on the front end of this car. Come on, baby, how you doing? Take the stock suspension off. It's going to be a 19mm on the top, holding the entire assembly to the knuckle itself. It's a 19mm on both sides, so you need a 19mm wrench and a 19mm socket. 2 bolts holding that in place to the knuckle, and then you literally have an ABS line right over here. Not going to get too close. I'm sure you guys all know exactly how to take this off. And then you have a 12mm bolt holding on the ABS line. That's going over to your brake caliper. And then of course up top, there's 3 bolts. I'm not gonna show them to you because you know exactly what I'm talking about. But other than that, I'm gonna set the camera aside, take that out real quick, and then I'm gonna put the silver Neomax side by side with the stock suspension. All right, cool, so stock suspension is out. I'm gonna show you side by side what these two look like. It's actually a pretty unbelievable difference, clearly, between the silver Neomax and stock strut with Eibach lowering springs. So that's a pretty crazy difference. Along with the Neomax coilovers, we're going to be throwing on some 20mm wheel spacers. So we're going to be throwing these on to make these wheels flush. So we're going to continue trotting along. Yeah, man, it's going to be sick. So the front end is done. I have no idea what to think right now, just because the height adjustment has not been set. I'm probably gonna do it either tomorrow after work or maybe tomorrow night. Reason being is because I want the coils to settle. Plus I just added 20mm of spacers to each wheel, so they're definitely poking out a lot more. It's completely flush now with maybe a tiny bit of poke. So I kind of want to see where the coilovers settle. I'll put 70 miles on the car tomorrow before I decide how low we can actually go. But let's get started on the rear. Okay, now we are going to set the preload on the rear coils. I'm going to do that right now. Huh. So I'm guessing that the sway bar link needs to come off. That's what I'm guessing here. A little bit of an update. I don't remember that fucking thing being that hard to take out, but we got that out. Yeah, I don't remember it being that hard. So we had to take out the sway bar end link. Yeah, I took the sway bar end link out, but it released a lot of tension, and yeah, it's just kind of a pain in the ass. I really don't like it. I'm glad I don't have to do this again. The front was way easier, in my opinion. So this guy is a bitch. Saw, dude. Let's move on. Yeah. All right, so car is done. I'm calling it a night. Tomorrow, I'm going to adjust all the settings. The rear is ridiculously low, but it's tucking really perfect. So I think the rear will be just fine where it is. The front, way too high. Gonna let it settle. Obviously adjust it tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning, probably after work. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. But that's it for tonight. It's like 3:30 in the morning. We're gonna get a fresh start tomorrow. Come on, baby. How you doing? All right, saw, dude. Day 2, let's get this focused a little bit. Here we go. We're gonna dial in the front suspension. After driving the car, home from work after driving the car to work, I had no issues with the rear whatsoever. Obviously the rear is a lot lower than the front, but I actually kind of like exactly where the rear sits right now. There's no rubbing and it tucks perfect. Even with the 20mm spacers on there, with the STI Yankees, I believe those are plus, I believe they're plus 35 as the offset, and now they're 55. I may be completely wrong, I have no fucking idea. But it tucks really, really nice, and I think I want to let the front suspension sit exactly like that. I think the rears are gonna tuck a little bit better than the fronts, so we'll see. I may have to raise the rear just a little bit, but we're gonna get to that right now. Day 2, it's dial-in time. So yeah, dude, let's get to work. All right, so we are good. All right, car is completely done. Let me show you guys how the car sits. We did not touch the rear. The rears were actually perfect, like I mentioned earlier. So I had to just adjust the front. So this is where the car currently sits. Let me spin this camera around for you guys. This is where the car sits. Pretty perfect for me, at least. I'm not trying to go crazy all out stancy pants. That's not really what this build is for. This is where the rear sits. The rear is a little bit lower. Another day I'll probably lower the front a little bit more. I'm pretty happy with the results. The coilovers ride really, really well. This was the first video that I'm posting on this channel, but let me know how I did. Let me know how I edited this. Let me know if there's something you might do different. Obviously I'm still learning, so this is gonna be the very first of many, and hopefully it just keeps on getting better and better from here. With that being said, be sure to subscribe, like, share, follow, all that fun stuff for some more cool content like this. Once again, Joey Phillips. This is a new thing for me, so stay tuned for a lot of cool shit in the near future. All right guys, later.